Congratulations, Tom. What does it mean to you and the team to get another win?
It's huge, especially celebrating with our biggest fan, you, Lisa. But no, it's been amazing for us to come and win here. It's been a year now since we've last won an event, and yeah, it's been a long time between drinks, but we started super well, and just glad to be rewarded for it, because in those 3-boat finals, anything can happen, and it's nice to win the point score comfortably and then head into the final comfortably.
You look pretty loose coming into the Prix start. How hard was it, I guess, to settle it down again and then lock in and catch up?
Yeah, there's a lot of wind in the Prix start. I don't know how much wind, but it must have been up around 30 knots, and we just couldn't really you basically couldn't bear away the boat, and you had to sail really high to sort of get any sort of momentum in the boat. And the start, it was literally just try to stay on our feet and stay out of trouble, and Spanish got that and then kept it close, and then we managed to make an overtake at the top mark, and it was a great race on our end. Like, it was close, felt like it was overtakes, and we're lucky we got there at the right time.
All weekend it looked like you guys were sailing really well and making overtakes. Did you feel like you finally got back in your groove, obviously with the new wing trimmer?
Yeah, Glenn's improving every day. It's hard to know where his ceiling is, but this is definitely a good sign, because we're getting better every single race we're doing, and Glenn's obviously sort of new to our team and filling in, but he's done an amazing job, and we wouldn't be in this position with a second and a first in the first two events with anyone else in the world other than Glenn Ashby. So look, Goobs is going to come back, and we feel like we'll be really strong with Goobs, but Glenn Ashby, if this is the last event he does with us, we're just so indebted to him, and it's amazing being an Aussie and having someone like Glenn Ashby to call on.
And what a win to do on enemy territory. It's always good to get an Aussie win. What was it like to get another one here?
Yeah, obviously the Kiwis and the Aussies have a massive rivalry, and it was super sad for us to see what happened yesterday. We want to compete against the best at all times, and the Kiwis are the best, and for us, them not being out there today, for sure it does feel a little hollow, because you want to beat the Kiwis in their home turf, and because they're so hard in every sport to beat on their home ground. But look, that's out of our control, and we just had to focus on ourselves, and it actually felt like we had a lot of support today from the Kiwi crowd, which is pretty rare. But they probably had to choose between us and the Brits, which is never going to be an easy one, but felt like we had a lot of support today.
And next up, Sydney, how much are you looking forward to that one?
Can't wait for Sydney. It's our real home event where most of us are living and born and raised. Perth was amazing, but the Sydney event is important to us. If you could, I said the other day, if you could choose any event in the world to win, it would be the Sydney event for us. So we're going to focus on that now.
Congratulations, Tom.
Cheers.
You.
Thank you.
Dylan, it was a pretty wild day out there. What did you take on the split fleets?
Yeah, it was an interesting format. I think it was the right call given the conditions, and I thought it was really great to be racing in big breeze and show what the boats are capable of.
That first race you were in Group A was a bit sporty. Why was it so hard for everybody to get around the racetrack?
Yeah, I think it felt like we sailed in all the breezy races today, and I guess we had the bigger jib on, and it just piped up, and yeah, it was some sporty loose moments, that's for sure.
And obviously the final, finishing third, if my memory serves correct. How hard was it to sort of try get back in the race when you were behind?
Yeah, frustrating final, to be honest. We were all playing games at the start as to who was going to be last in, and we just backed off a little bit, I backed off not taking the swing at the start, but I think ultimately we had that big picture long season in the back of our mind, and yeah, it was. I think we saw like 60k an hour, which is up there.
Awesome, thank you so much.
Thanks.
Diego, obviously a bit of a stressful day for you with us sitting out of the first race and then coming back. Well done. How stressed were you in that second race to make it happen?
Yeah, it's been another hectic weekend for us with issues in the boat yesterday in the warm-up. Today, just when we were entering the box in the first race, the boat wasn't coming up because we lost a pin, that the board that pin. And yeah, that made things really, really close for us, and we had a little race there against especially the Swedish. No? The one who won that race between us was the one going through. So yeah, it's been a fun one, and then in the final we managed to pull off a very nice start, and yeah, we are a bit gutted because we didn't sail the boat properly. We had a few mistakes in the roundups and in a couple of tacks that put us back, but it was a very fun day overall.
And how wild was that start to the final? Obviously that squall came in. The other boats looked like they were very loose and you were locked in.
Well, kind of. We managed to position ourselves well in the start line, and we managed to be to have the time in our hands. We had a good start, and then this massive squall came. The boat was cavitating, the whole reach was super hard to sail, but we managed to keep it in one piece.
Nathan, a bit of a hard finish for you guys, obviously pushing to get into that final. What sort of went wrong in that second race for you guys?
Oh, it was basically down to starting. We had two pretty bad starts today, but managed to climb our way back in the first one. But in the second start, we were just sort of really slow going in there. Everyone was pretty late and we were trying to be behind the Spanish to tack in underneath them. And then when we tagged USA, got underneath us and we weren't able to pull the trigger. So, pretty hard to get back into it after that. And with the way the weather was and the course was sort of set up, ended up being a bit of a follow the leader track. And we managed to get the Swiss back, which was nice to secure 5th overall in the event, but not enough to make that final.
And what was your take on the split fleet racing?
I thought it was way better. I thought, from a sailor's perspective, we were having really good tight racing with just a smaller group. It felt way less dangerous, which was nice. And it might not have looked more exciting, but on board it was still plenty of hectic moments and some good quality racing that we're involved in. So we really enjoyed it.
Awesome, thanks so much.
Cheers.
Eric, overall a pretty good event for you, but do you feel like there's still a little bit left in the tank for your team?
I mean, lots left in the tank. We had a chaotic weekend, I would say. It's not a super nice weekend to look back to in terms of how much we wanted to improve and how much we did. But we did a bit, and in the end, it's all good. I think a few things looking ahead for us, or looking into our priorities for Sydney. So lots of things to do.
And you still have a fairly new wing trimmer on board. He's a wing trimmer, but your communication on a day like today must have to be so important. How tough was that?
Yeah, I think that was the biggest progress we've had from last event to get heads out and sail the boat a bit more intuitive, which is nice. But it's tricky if the system changes. So we had the full fleet last day, so yesterday, and now it's only 5 on the line, which changes the points quite dramatically. So my vote would be for putting the points to half if you go into the second day of everyone, to make it more even, because it's really tricky to catch up. And we had a really good day, and we were not really managing to catch up with this.
Yeah, not as many points available.
Exactly.
Yeah. Taylor, well done. That last race was absolutely magnificently. How did it feel to go well in top end conditions?
Yeah, a crazy day. I mean, what a up and down racetrack that was. But yeah, I've been saying for since Perth, we're feeling better in the breeze now, and to put the 2 really good races together today and come away with a race win in the last race was awesome. So we're proud of how we sailed and from start to finish, and got off the line well today.
Yeah, it looked like one of those days where you really had to execute the starts but also throw your boat around. It feels like you guys have sort of more tools in your repertoire to be able to do that now.
Yeah, for sure. I think our boat handling's come a long way, and that gives us the ability to make the tough decisions around the racetrack and play the shifts in a shifty venue like we had here in Auckland. So again, all positive, and a tough day yesterday, but to finish strong on a day like today, and to know that again we can do a full race start to finish and have a great result is really promising for the team.
And how much are you just pushing, knowing that you're going to be able to make a final soon?
I have, not going to hold our breath. It's tough no matter what, but we know we can be in races when we sail to the best of our ability, and so we just got to keep chipping away at it, and it'll come. So
Awesome.
We'll be patient, but we're going to keep working hard to get there.
Yeah, well said. Thanks you so much.
Thanks.
Nicolai, obviously frustrating end. Can you just tell us what happened in that final race for you?
It actually was a problem starting earlier. Our board sensors on the starboard side for some reason wasn't working, and we bent them and they broke. So doing race 1, it just deteriorated and we couldn't finish the first race, and then there was no chance of fixing it, so we just had to give up race 2. So yeah, we didn't get to finish the race today. It was a bit frustrating.
There were a lot of tech issues throughout the fleet. Is that a product of just like the tough conditions, or just not having practice, or it's just coincidence?
I think it's just bad luck. I mean, tech team and our shore team and everyone's doing an amazing job keeping these boats running, but they're so complex, these boats, and sometimes it's just got to be a thing that just happens, and I'll just say this is bad luck. It's really, really hard to point any fingers here. It was just bad luck, and hopefully it equals out over the season, that everyone gets a bit of that and we don't get any more of it, and that's just the way racing is. We take it on the chin, and given all the circumstances this week, we can't complain about small issues like this.
Giles, how was your day today? Obviously some tight battles towards the finish there.
Yeah, today was a much better day. We feel, standing here now, we feel like we sailed pretty well today. Left a little bit out there, which is always the way. But yeah, for the weekend in general, just yesterday was tough for us, with a bit of damage to a wing controller, which kind of hampered us in that second race. And then with the split fleet decision overnight, which, as I think we were behind that and support it. But yeah, from a competitive standpoint and how the points worked out, it wasn't too good for us with a bad day yesterday. Normally if you have a bad day on the Saturday, you look forward to the Sunday. So many points up for grabs, but yeah, that wasn't quite the way it worked out with the split today.
And it was so hard to control the F50s around the racetrack. Everyone had their moments. What makes it so hard?
It's the gustiness, and everyone in the flat water, everyone's pushing quite hard. And if you get a little bit high on the ride height, the foils don't ventilate; they skid. So yeah, there's a bit to look at there, I think, for every team really. It was part of the incident yesterday that led to the crash. So yeah, it's super tough. But really, it's the strength of the wind and just how puffy and shifty it is.
Awesome, thank you so much. Seb, obviously less boats on the race course, but still was just as wild. You guys had some moments. How are you feeling as you finish?
It was actually a good racing with the split fleets, and we did some nice starts, and we were in the fight. We had a couple issues. We had a board coming up during one of the race, and then second race we were in there, but just missed a little bit. So I think in general it was a good step from yesterday from us, but still missing that little something. But we're there. We have to keep chipping, and I think in Sydney we could have a really good event if we keep working in that direction.
And late minute change was bringing a local on board, Jo Ali. What was it like to tap into that experience?
Yeah, she did really well today. It was really tough for her to jump in like this, but especially that our warm-up was very short. We had an issue with our jib, so we couldn't get many laps in, but she did an awesome job today on the racetrack.
Awesome, thanks so much.
Thanks.
Martine, a pretty tough day out there for you. I think everyone was a bit loose, but just hard to get off the start line?
Yeah, we had a bit of trouble getting to speed in the start line, and then we got a little lull there, and it's just the wind really shut down for us to get started. So, it was a really bummer. Then there's no tactics that can ever make up for that, right?
Phil, no shortage of moments out there for your team. I think you had a pretty wild one on the reach to Mark 1, if I remember. Maybe talk us through that one.
Don't know what you're talking about. We popped off the line. I think we're a bit unfortunate in both our sort of fleets. We got a massive squall come through on that first reach, which makes it pretty difficult. But we just got on the edge of, you're always on the edge of control, and got a little side slip, and I'm not sure it's entirely our fault. The boats have been upgraded with a safety software in it, which actually stops you taking rake off there, so you're sort of at the mercy of what the boat's allowing you to do there. So something to review and look at and try and get changed for future, but it wasn't very pleasant.
And split fleet format, what was your take on that today?
I was certainly a little more relaxing around the course of the split fleet, but it's tricky because I'm a fan for it on a short course like this, but I can see the spectacle of the racing gets compromised. So I'm not sure. On the fence.
Jury's still out. And finally, obviously, you're coming back into the team at the end of last season. There's still so much gelling that you need to do. How hard is it, I guess, in conditions like that, which just demand so much communication?
Yeah, we're a new squad. We're 50% of our team is new I think you put a new group together on these boats in those conditions, you're really going to struggle. And we've had it since day one of this season in Perth. It's been all on, breezy, wavy, just super hard to handle these boats, and it's making it really difficult, and it's really highlighting our weaknesses. And it's a bit frustrating because I think when we're alone on the racetrack by ourselves, we can do some nice stuff, and then the pressure comes on and we manage to fluff it pretty royally every now and then. So it's we're a bit frustrated, but we've got a lot to work on to be competitive in this fleet right now.
Awesome, thanks so much.
Yeah.
Enjoy your Red Bull.